Adoyi Williams Enenche, the Labour Party candidate in the just concluded local government polls in Ogbadibo, Benue State, has called for the immediate cancellation of the elections due to the complete absence of electoral proceedings across the local government area. Enenche claimed that on the election day, his team were present at his polling units in Adoyi Orokam Ward 1, but there was no electoral officer on ground to conduct the election. And he added that the reports from his agents in various polling units across Awukpa, Otokam, and Otukpa confirmed that no election took place in any of Ogbadibo local government area. In a statement on Thursday, Enenche described the events of Saturday as not just an injustice to the people of Ogbadibo local government area, but an insult to the Nigerian democratic process as a whole. Sir, we heard during the purported elections of October the 5th.
Yeah.
I mean, it was it seemed in the facade that it was a carry-go APP all the way.
Sure.
I mean, apart from a little crumb that Action Alliance was able to steal out from Eche local government area.
Sure.
But it was an APP affair down to the councillors. And there are some reports, some in Ogoni, some local governments in Ogoni land. I don't know if it's Kana or Gokana. I'm not very sure about which is there. And some other places in some other local governments, some specific local governments. I mean, juxtaposing what is happening concerning this report by the Labour Party candidate in Ogbadibo in Benue State, that no elections held in his unit. He came out to vote and no electoral officer was even there. And there are reports likewise of such just likewise manner that happened in some parts of River State. And yet, results were called out. Is this a perennial result? Is this a perennial practice of states' independent electoral commissions? Is this a loophole that has been instituted by the chief executive of every state to make sure that it's a carry-go effect? What is the way forward concerning this?
Well, you know, we cannot talk about the local government areas without making mention of the Supreme Court judgment. I believe the reason why you're seeing these things clearly now is based on the Supreme Court judgment. Because the way that Supreme Court judgment is, the local government chairman can function independently without taking orders from the governor. And you know what that means for the governor. That means if you're not carrying out your duties as it seems, the local government in his capacity, with the local government chairman in his capacity, will organize the local government to ensure that you do not return as a governor. So, what you've seen in Benue State also happened in parts of River State. You cannot, and it also happened, if you check for states that have conducted their local government elections, there are always reports like this. Akwa Ibom State recently conducted theirs, and there's still report that it was a carry-go stuff, like one party won almost all of them, maybe leave one or two for other parties or places where they feel they don't have such dominance. Well, you made mention of AA in Eche, and I have heard news that the person that won had the backing and the love of the people, and the people had to stay to ensure that their results count. Well, this carry-go effect that you're seeing, this thing that you're seeing here and there, that one party is winning all, and the party that you feel is winning are people that have pledged loyalty to the governor, people who you feel might obey the governor at every beck and call, is due to the local government independence, because the governor still has, or the governors in these states that have conducted this election still want to have a form of control over the local government chairman. They want the local government chairman to know that they are the ones putting them there, and they still owe them that loyalty whenever they ask. You know, the funds coming into the local government are not just small funds. They are huge funds. And the local government has been used as a means of siphoning funds without giving proper accounts over the years. You understand?
Very true.
I know that it is the issue of Rivers State that has brought about this local government autonomy that we are having now. Exactly. And I'm happy with the fact that we have this local government autonomy. At least in my village, if I don't see any dividends of democracy, I'll march to the council and I'll protest to ensure that it works, because I know the local government chairman will not have any excuse to give. You know, when they have these joint funds, the local government chairman can say, I'm doing what I can do to the best of my ability based on the allocation that has been given to me. But now the Supreme Court has said, you have all the funds. Go ahead and do what you want to do with the funds and give accounts to the people when they ask for it. Now, in Benue State, he has said there are no local government election was conducted in his own local government. Exactly. The candidate of the Labour Party. Yes. If he so feels distressed, he can apply to the local government, what's it called? Local government tribunal petition tribunal. Yes, petition tribunal to express his grievances and ensure that elections are conducted properly. I was just coming from the High Court today and I saw that we already have a Rivers State election petition tribunal, local government election petition tribunal that has been
why hasn't that been publicized?
No, it's there. There's even a banner there, and a councillor, someone that contested for a councillorship position, called me to see if you can see. Because he is of the opinion that elections were not conducted in his own area, which is within Ogbadibo local government area, and results were announced. So we are at the verge of also challenging that. Okay. So, you know the constitution of the local government election tribunal, you have a judge, you have a non-lawyer or legal practitioner, and of course, there are 3 persons that constitute the panel. Then you also have the appeal. If you fail at the tribunal level, you also have local government, which comprises basically of retired Federal High Court or State High Court judges who constitute the panel to sit on the appeal. Okay. So if this panel is constituted and you feel aggrieved with what has happened, and of course, he said his team were on ground and they didn't see any election, definitely you present those facts to the tribunal. And I don't think any tribunal seeing such glaring evidence would not order for another election to be conducted. Because if you're saying you held election, the people that own the franchise should be allowed to exercise their franchise. It shouldn't be about one man's greed. It shouldn't be about one man's show of power. It should be about the people. If government is about the people, we will not have most of the issues we have here and there. We will not have so many poor people at the local level, poor, uneducated people who feed from their hand to their mouth, who do not even know what the future holds for them. Because the local government is established to give life to people at the locality, give them hope, give them the basic amenities that are supposed to be given to them. Because the government at the central cannot do everything, cannot go into those areas where the local government chairman can. So the people in charge should allow the local government chairman and the local government to exist independently so the benefits of democracy can get to people at the rural area.
But now we have a monster in the room. Okay. We all there is that eye, both from the federal INEC to the states, RISEC and SOSEC and all the SECs. And that eye is very important, but it's called independent. Is it independent? How can we make the electoral process and the umpire as independent as possible to be able to churn out credible, free and fair election results that truly mirror the wishes of the people, sir?
Well, I have on this station given my opinion on that issue. Okay. I've said that in order to have a truly independent electoral commission or a state independent electoral commission, because the word independent is captured in quotes. Exactly. Is, you can call it National Electoral Commission, because the independent, I'm yet to see how independent that independent stands. True. So in order to have, then the chairman, the appointment of the chairman should be devoid of any interference or any suggestions from the presidency or the governor. Because if I am going to supervise an election that will bring you into office, then I won't have to be appointed by you. Because in appointing me, you will also factor in your interest. You appoint someone that will be loyal to you. So if we have a body of persons that are independent in themselves, appointing the independent National Electoral Commissioner and giving them finances straight from the treasury without the input of the governor or the president, or we allow them to raise their own finance to carry out their functions, then we'll have an independent body. Because you will not have an INEC chairman or a research chairman that the governor or the president to say, go ahead and do whatever you want to do. I'll protect you from all legal suit. Of course, you know he has the capacity to do that.
Definitely.
So if we truly have a body, aside the Independent National Electoral Commission, we have a body, also have an independent body that monitors the activity of these people. Maybe after an election, we have a body that sits to review the statistics from that election, to know if the election was conducted the way it's supposed to be conducted. Then we will have the kind of elections we need in this country. When the Beavers was introduced, I thought we were going to have one fair election, the fairest election we've ever seen in this country. But the Beavers was, I wouldn't want to comment for that. I wouldn't, because the Supreme Court has already given his verdict. Let me not comment. Let me not comment for that.
All right, but be that as it may, let me know your analysis concerning the October 5th elections, local government elections in Rivers State. There were some legal hurdles that were identified by some stakeholders.
Yeah.
And the governor, irrespective of those hurdles, decided to still go ahead with the elections. Do you agree with those who said that it was a travesty on the judiciary, on court orders? Or do you believe that it was an issue of circumstances beyond his control? He just had to do it. It's just like using the bathroom. It's just like going to the loo. You don't have a choice but to do this. So should it stand, even if it did not meet some requirements, like the voters register, like the presence of the police?
Yeah.
Yes. Let me know your thoughts.
These are issues that I have been longing to address for a while.
Please, we are here.
These are issues that I've been longing to address.
Shoot.
Now, you know, when the PDP held their world congresses, there was an order from the Rivers State High Court stopping those world congresses from holding. Then there was an order from Abuja that mandated that congress to go on.
Exactly.
Also, there was another counter order from Rivers State also stopping that congress from holding again. But the PDP, through their leader, Wike, went ahead and held their congresses in opposition to the Rivers State order, because they said they had an order from Abuja. When that issue happened, I told the person next to me that if an order is given today on anything, the Rivers State government will go ahead and get their own order, because the precedent has been set already. Now, prior to this election, some of the political parties like APC and PDP said they were not interested. To them, they said due process has not been followed. So, Rivers State government, seeing that these parties has removed themselves from the election, decided to go ahead and get a court order to mandate them to conduct that election. After the court order was gotten, another order was issued from a federal high court in Abuja, saying that the Independent National Electoral Commission shouldn't release the voters register to the Rivers State RISEC, Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, and the police shouldn't be a part of the election. Though there are conflicting news here and there as to whether the Federal High Court stopped the election from taking place. And our electoral laws have said that no court has the power to stop elections from holding. It's in electoral laws, both at the national and the state laws, that no court, and it's been, even the Supreme Court has made pronouncement on that, no court should stop election from holding. Now, when the court order came out from the Federal High Court, the RISEC came out to say that they already have the register, which INEC came to counter by saying they've applied but they've not given it to them. At that, I said there are conflicts here, but if they say the register is there, let's believe that the register is there. The police came out a few days. 2 days to the election, the police said they are only guarding the RISEC office, and they didn't make mention about not being part of the election. Only a day to the election, the police now came out to say that they are obeying the order from a federal high court. And I was like, can you have 2 orders and choose the one to obey? Of course, the police is a federal body, and to them, they feel they respect federal laws. The state cannot command the police. Seeing what was going on, the governor said, if the police doesn't want to be a part of our process, then we'll use our OSPAC and the rest to safeguard the election. People said this is one of the safest elections they've ever witnessed in Rivers State. Well, seeing that election, I, for one, know that there are places that election did not hold. That results were still compiled. It is a regular practice in Nigeria that should be really frowned at. But as per the elections taking place, the governor had to ensure that the election was conducted in order not to have a judgment from the Court of Appeal mandating the former local government chairman to go back to office. It's a two-way thing. The fight in Rivers State is the fight for structure and the fight for power.
Exactly.
If you blink an eye, you're out.
Yeah.
So everybody is doing everything within their political strength to ensure that they exert control. And as the fight in Rivers State is, the 2 warring parties have stepped on a lot of toes. And people are agitated, a lot of persons are angry, and a lot of persons want to see to the end of this fight. After the election, we had issues of local government councils being burned, local government chairmen saying they will remove names of some persons from some buildings and what have you. We have still not seen an end to these issues. But my advice will be, we cannot use our hand to bring down our nation, whatever the issue is. We should look for a way to put this issue to rest for the interest of the Rivers people. If, peradventure, by the judgment of the Court of Appeal, Martins Ameule remains the speaker and the governor is stopped from spending from state allocations and all, what have you, because it doesn't have a budget, it would still not be in the interest of Rivers people. And I will say my own 2 cents. People might not want to say. But these issues that we are having will come to an end if former Governor Nyesom Wike and the present Governor Sim Fubara shield their sword for the interest of Rivers people. Nobody's ambition, nobody's structure is greater than the interest of the Rivers people. I'm a Rivers man. So I can say clearly that this war that they are fighting, I'm not benefiting from any party. I don't owe any allegiance to anybody. I'm saying it as it concerns me as a Rivers man. This war they are fighting, it is high time they put an end to it and for the states to move forward, because we are supposed to have some certain level of development that we are not having based on this crisis. So that is my take on the issue.
Oh, okay. But we know that it's not been in our nature in Rivers State for some time now for violence to be involved in our politicking. Even while Sim Fubara and former Governor Nyesom Wike, we are having their squabbles at the initial stage. We didn't see that at a point in time there will be conflagration, there will be arson in this scale. And there is that fear that is within us that know how Rivers politics, how bloody it used to be.
Sure.
What do you think can be done as at now to be able to prevent a further escalation of a crisis in the state?
What should be done is already in motion.
Okay.
Through this crisis, the president at a point tried to come in and resolve the issues within the party. Though the resolution from the presidency that I saw was, to me, I felt it was one-sided. And to every sane person, you feel those resolutions were one-sided. So the president did not do what we expected of him. As the former governor is, he is answerable to the president. We all know that the former governor handpicked this present governor to be in office. But the fact that you put someone in office doesn't mean you have absolute control over that person. It does not work like that. So the president should call his minister to order. And as a father, he shouldn't be tired of brokering peace between warring parties. Now, you've seen that this issue is escalating beyond the point that it's supposed to be. Call the governor aside, call the former governor aside, and issue them a stern warning. You remain the president. Issue them a stern warning that if you hear any news of violence, then you'll be made to take actions against the erring party. You understand? So, but I have not seen the president in his capacity carry out the functions that are expected of him, because this issue, as it seems, has lingered for too long. And if the president cannot bring the issue to an end, I don't think there's anybody that can end this issue.
But the president, per se, is a member of the APC. It is to his interest that the members of the PDP, squabble all they can. Is to his credit. Well, why should he be the one? And this is a political issue.
Yeah, this is a political issue.
Yes,
fine.
It's not even an administrative
issue. This is a political issue that might be to his interest, but to what gain? If this political issue extends beyond what it is, there will be anarchy in the land. And not forgetting that Rivers State, as in, is the heart of Nigeria. We produce oil in this nation, and if there are issues in this state, definitely oil production will suffer, which the federal government would not want to see. So, aside their political gain, aside their political affiliation, we are talking about the interests of the nation at large if issues escalate. When people went to burn down local government council, if other persons went out on retaliatory attack, we wouldn't be here speaking. Maybe you'd have removed this suit and looked for where to hide first.
Definitely.
Because of gunshot. I've been in this state too long to know that after one or two issues, you will be running head-to-head because of gunshots. Yeah. There was a time during, was it in 2014 or then before Amechi came into office, during the Omeya region, yes. We couldn't stay in these states.
Exactly.
People were riding bikes, shooting guns. They wanted to invade the government house. I can still remember vividly. Yes. By 5 o'clock, you'll be in your house in Porta. Yes. I'll be lying down under the bed because gunshot is ringing from everywhere.
Exactly.
We wouldn't want to go back to those days. So whoever is responsible for brokering peace should broker peace between the parties and bring these issues to an end.